Hi, good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. You know, I have so many comments made about finding someone to spend your life with that I really feel that I should try to help. It's not that we run any kind of matchmaking service, dating service, certainly not a marriage service. But there are some things that you can do, and just tonight I'm reminded because tonight a friend who is our long-standing friend and supporter sent a couple of comments in, which he hasn't been doing recently, because he actually found his partner, who he is actually very, very happy with, and he found her on this channel. Now, that was a huge life-changing thing that happened to him, and it happened on this channel. Now, it's very easy how it happened. He used to be a very regular commenter on our channel, making comments. We have always considered him a good friend and supporter because he always saw the positive side of things, which I think is important. If you want things to happen in your life that are positive, then you've got to learn to focus on finding the positive in everything. And everything does have, well, it has two sides to everything. I'm surprised that more people don't realize this. There is that saying that all things are all things are neutral. It depends on how you view them. So if you were about to take a plane trip, and when you got to the airport they said that your seat had been double booked and they couldn't take you, you would consider that negative. If in the event something terrible happened to the plane while it was away, you consider that was positive as far as you're concerned. And then if you went on another holiday instead of the one that you were going to do, and you went skiing and you broke your leg, you consider that was negative. But then if you found out that in having a broken leg you avoided being underneath an avalanche of snow, then you see what I mean? I'm oversimplifying things, and I'm being perhaps a little facetious. But it's possible that in focusing on what it is that you want, rather than what it is that you don't want, you may find what you want. So, let me make a couple of suggestions. Now, obviously, I have a vested interest in many people looking at our videos, so that I won't hide that. But that's not the purpose of my video now. That's not the purpose, because we're doing just fine and we're going to make some incredible gains this year alone, whatever happens, because we've worked too hard, too long to not make a great success of what we're doing. So what can we suggest? Go to this channel. Make this at least one of your most visited channels, and you'll have to do it often, because my next suggestion is that once you have come in as a regular visitor, then you will begin to see the various characters and personalities who actually comment on our channel. Now, some of the people that comment on our channel are extremely, extremely positive and are extremely helpful, like the friend that I've just said. Now, what did he do? This is, as far as I can see, this is what he did. He went on, he was a regular visitor, and then he began to notice that there was a lady who was also a regular visitor. When I say visitor, I mean someone who made comments. So, in time, he began to realize that the lady that was making the comments that he kept seeing had a very similar viewpoint to his own. And that's really very important, isn't it? You've heard about people who meet for the first time and then they just talk for hours. We just talked for hours. Well, what did they talk about? They didn't talk about the weather, okay? They talked about like-minded views of the world. Maybe not quite so profound as that. Maybe they just shared their view of music, of art, of movies, of what family means, of what love means, of all of those things which you would hope to be in agreement with this person that you're hoping to meet. Well, take a look. Now, it's not a difficult thing to understand that in the first parts of a relationship, in the first time frame, that's when it's the easiest to leave. Now, when I say it's the easiest to leave, I mean it's the easiest time to avoid getting in too deep too quickly. That's the time to ask questions. That's the time to find out if this person is religious or not. Are you religious or not? Are you spiritual? Are you Buddhist? Are you... There are any number of beliefs which are valid and which you may hold. Does this person that you're hoping will emerge from the page, from the computer, share those same things? Now, if you are looking at someone who quickly reveals that she would never, I'm talking as if it's definitely a she, as if she or he would never marry or have a strong relationship with someone who was not Buddhist, Mormon, Catholic, Protestant, born again, then that forms a very important part of their spiritual soul makeup. And if you're looking for a soul mate, then looking at the soul of the person that you have hopes for would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Now, if you're a person that likes to go out and go to the pub at the weekend and go to karaoke and have lots of different dates, does this other person that you're looking at fit into that kind of lifestyle? Do you like to spend the entire day on Saturday either looking at football, looking at reruns, looking at breakdowns, looking at commentaries for the entire day, and for Sunday, for all I know? Will that other person be happy doing that? Or if not happy doing it, would you be happy for him or her to not be with you at that time? Can you see that you're looking for ways in which, without compromising your beliefs, you can find someone who, even if they are not the same as you, is someone that you can live with their differences? Is he a smoker? Is he a drinker? Does he like to do recreational drugs? Does he like a little buzz on? Stuff like that. If both people want to do the same things, then even on things like drinking, smoking, it may work. For me, it would never work, because those things are actually anti-survival, but that's in my viewpoint. Now, if you are someone who thinks that those things are okay, then the last thing that you want to be with is someone like me. Now, when I first started texting Beth, I said, look, you better understand right up front that I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I am a boring old fart. If you do like to do these things. So, right away, the main parameters for what I wanted were already set. Now, I wanted someone who was on a spiritual path, and that's what I got. And I would not have settled for anything less. Now, in my case, I met a lady who was far too young for me, and in her case, she met a man who was far too old for her, as you will have seen in a lot of the comments. But somehow, because of our strong sense of spirituality, a strong sense of God, if you wish, in Beth's case, that's how she would do it, a sense of being at one with Jesus Christ. Well, that wasn't exactly how I looked at it, but I could live with that, because it just so happens that I rather admire Jesus Christ myself. So, even though I was not a born-again Christian, the roots of a common belief were already there. So, this is what you should be looking for, if I may suggest. Commonality of beliefs, of the path you are on, of the kind of goals. Before I met Beth, I actually met a lovely woman, but she wanted to start a bar. Well, it couldn't work for me. I've lived certainly 25 years of my life, I've lived in playing in places where they sold drink. Bars, clubs, dance halls, that was my life. So that would never have worked for me. See, so you're looking at trying up front, trying without committing your heart too early. That's what you need to do. You need to hold back on saying too quickly those 3 words, I love you. So, not only should you be holding back on saying them, but you should be holding back on that the other person will be, let me see, demanding enough as to what they want in a partner as to withhold those 3 words themselves. It has to make sense. That's the thing. So, you come in on our channel. There's also a recommendation on our channel on some of the videos for a Christian ladies that you can go. I've forgotten exactly what that site is called. What is it called, honey? Beth? She's not there. She's taking a nap in between editing. But you can find it on some of our videos, and it is by going to what is basically a Christian setup. You can find out whether somebody would suit you. Now, if you're going to do it the slow way, you come in, you look at the comments, but you make comments yourself. And if you find someone who is making comments which make sense to you, then comment on that. And if Joe or Harry or Sid or Malcolm, if any one of them starts to make sense to you, then you put a comment that is a response to theirs, a reply, and you say, that makes sense to me. I like what you said. And gradually there will be an exchange between you, and then courtesy of Messenger and let me see, The other, Skype. Not Kindle, that's for books. Skype. You can actually start to see each other on screen. You can get a good idea of what someone looks like and try to find out whether they are telling the truth. And in order to be able to do that, you need to be honest, loyal, and truthful, I think. Once you've started to form the basis of a relationship where you are often agreeing with each other, then depending on how you view it, if you are a lady, you might want to wait until the gentleman says to you, may we go on Skype, or may we, as a first, may we exchange emails, may we at least Messenger, go on Messenger, that's private, and you can say whatever you like, and you would still be in power to block that person if you wanted to. Now, there's a way in which you could find someone. Now, I think that the most basic thing is that you must be honest about how you look. Don't tell any lies. Not even if you think that it may ruin your chance with this particular person. Because if telling the truth with that particular person ruins your chance, then he was doing you a favor. That's the truth. So, if you tell him that, I don't know, that one leg is shorter than the other, if that bothers him, he's going to say, I'm sorry, can you limp away then in that case? I'm trying to be light-hearted, okay? You need to hope for the truth. Hope for the truth yourself. But you need to give it. And that person will forgive anything if you are right for each other now. He'll forgive everything now. So if you've got one leg shorter than the other now, and you tell him, her, then if it matters to him, he'll leave. And if it doesn't, he'll say, thanks for telling me the truth. And one little building block of trust has been made. And the next thing, you might tell him, well, I've got one eye that's blue and one eye that's brown. And that might be the point at which he says, I'm sorry, I'll have to look elsewhere. If he does, then he's done you a favor. At each point, if you focus on the fact that you want the right person for you, and not someone who is just going to accept things now for the sake of whatever benefits he perceives later. You don't want that person. So, get used to the idea that you're going to tell the truth. Now, if you're Filipina, you have different definitions of what the truth is. See, in the Philippines, there would be a hesitation to say something which you might think the other person may not like. It's tough, but it has to be done. Because anything can be given, anything can be forgiven up front. But later, if it's revealed as a lie, it will be difficult, and it will be hard to forgive, and you will be starting your path for trust all over again. So don't do it. Be honest, be loyal, be truthful, be frank, be whatever it takes to just be yourself. That's the thing. You want to be yourself. Because you don't want someone to fall in love with someone that you are inventing instead of being. So, put a real photo on your profile. Now, I see lots of lovely ladies, lovely photos on that tiny little photo that's on when you put a comment on YouTube. And a lot of them all look the same. Now, so there's obviously a technique for making that kind of photograph, and then when it's shrunk down to less than the size of your fingernail, then it's difficult for a person to get a good idea about what you look like. So, good, bad or indifferent, put the real thing there. Now, if he clicks on that, he can go to your profile. And if he clicks on your profile, he can go to your Facebook page. You should have a Facebook page. Now, if you have a Facebook page, if you want to, you can have a beautiful, glamorous photograph on your actually big profile pic. But when it comes to your photos, where it says click on all photos, they should be real life photos. They should show you at work in the yard. They should show you in the kitchen. They should show you at work. They should show you as you are. I don't care whether you're male or female. This is important. And when you look at this potential partner's Facebook page, what does it show him or her doing? Now, if you're a non-drinker and every time that you see a picture of him having fun, he's got a pint pot there, and you're a non-drinker, do you think that's going to work? Probably not. But then, if you're a drinker and you like to go out for a social drink and you like going out at the weekend and you want a partner who would come and enjoy that, if you see teetotaler, if you see I do not drink, better to walk away. At the beginning, it's the easiest to do. As you become more involved, this thing of projecting love onto something that really is based in hope is something that you should consider. So, we all hope that the next person we meet is going to be the one. Hope is not always your friend. In the case of raising your expectations too high. Now, my own maxim on this, my own little formula, my own little saying is this: keep your hopes high, but your expectations low. So you can hope all that you want, as long as you don't expect everything to be perfect, but at least in line with your own rules for life, then your hope will keep the door open to allowing that person who's going to love you for the rest of your life to come in, because sometimes that's the big thing. Okay, now I'm always accused of being long-winded, so I've long-winded enough, and I will wish you luck. It's no good in asking us if we can find you an American or find you a lady. Just understand this: I get lots of both asking, do you know an honest, loyal woman, man, who I can spend my life with? I don't get people asking me, hey, can you find me a date? Can you find me a one-night stand? I don't get that. I only get what sound like decent, honest people who are just looking for someone to spend their life with. And they are both male and female. And they are in the comments section of our channel. So if I can see them, so can you. So start looking and start hoping that maybe what you're looking for is there. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Please like, comment, subscribe. Costs nothing to subscribe. Costs nothing to be a subscriber. Thanks for looking in. Bye. Don't forget to share if you know someone who this may be useful to.